Ladies and gentlemen, proud black conservative Lloyd Marcus.
We're having a tea party across this land. If you love this country, come on and join our band. We're standing up for freedom and liberty. Oh yeah. 'Cause patriots have shown us freedom ain't free. Hello, folks, and welcome to the Lloyd Marcus Show. I call myself a proud black conservative, and you're probably wondering why. I believe conservatism is best for all people. And how did I come to this conclusion? When I was 9, my parents moved from a leaky ghetto in Baltimore to a brand new government high-rise. Everything was new. It was a beautiful building. It was 11 stories high. My family lived on the 6th floor. And within 6 months' time, I saw that building turning into a huge ghetto. I had to go up to my apartment on the 6th floor, and I had to go up the stairwell because the elevators were broke half the time from vandalism. And people would smash out the light bulbs in the stairwells. And so you'd have to walk up the shadow of death. And this stairwell, they smelled of urine. There were broken whiskey bottles all underfoot. And everybody around me, despite the fact that they were getting free housing, free health care, and free food, they were angry and bitter. And everything was the white man's fault. And even at 9, I said, well, how do we stop these white people from coming in here at night and smashing whiskey bottles and raping people in the stairwell? You know, and that taught me a powerful lesson that you can't just give people stuff. They have to have some kind of ownership, some kind of a responsibility. And my dad was one of the first blacks to break into the Baltimore Fire Department. And so he was able to get a decent salary before that. My dad was a laborer. And so and they raised our rent to $72 a month. And my dad said, $72? These people are crazy, you know. And so we moved out, and we moved to a black suburb. I am convinced that that's what saved my life, you know, and my 4 younger siblings' life. Now, my cousins, they stayed in the project, and they lived miserable lives. And the amazing thing is that most of them are dead today from alcoholism, from AIDS, from drug abuse, you know. And they made babies like you would not believe. I call them serial impregnators because one of my cousins would turn 13 and she'd have a baby. And everybody was happy. Oh, so-and-so is having another baby. No father, no nothing, but just another baby. I have an aunt that is my age, and she has like 18 kids and 29 grandkids. Nobody has a dad, you know. I was blessed with a dad, and that made the difference. And me and my siblings, last year, my brother won Police Officer of the Year. And the same year, my brother David won Coach of the Year. My dad, when he got into the Baltimore Fire Department, he was treated like dirt. They had a separate spoon for him, a separate bunk for him. They wouldn't talk to him because they didn't want this black guy in the fire department. Even under those circumstances, my dad was firefighter of the year 2 times because he had character, because he was a, decent man. And 4 years into my dad's job in the fire department, they had a fire, and my dad was overcome by smoke. And so the duty officer, this building was so bad that he told all of the firemen to leave the building. And when they got outside, one of the firefighters said, "Where's Marcus?" And a second later, he ran back into the fire, and this fireman that hated my dad threatened to punch my dad in his black nose. Both of them ran. They ran into this fire uh, and, and saved my dad's life. And the three of them became great friends. But that's about character, and that's about people working things out. I learned my conservative principles and values from my dad. And I know that government welfare destroys people. I saw it destroy my cousins. Like I said, a large part of my family that was on welfare, they're all gone. They're all dead. So when I hear politicians talk about taking care of the poor, it turns my stomach, because all it does is make people continue to vote for them so that they can get a little government check simply to survive. And I don't think that that is helping Black folk at all. And so that's why I'm a conservative, because I care about people and I care about what's good for people. As y'all can see, I tend to be a little emotional, but that's just one of my quirks. Thank you much. This next segment is about my hero, Ronald Reagan. I'm going to show you a music video to a song that I wrote for him. It's called Ronnie Stayed the Same. The reason I wrote this song, I was watching a news report after Reagan's death. And one of the Secret Service agents, he told this great story. He said that he would go horseback riding with Reagan. And Reagan would always put away his own horse. But as his Alzheimer's disease got worse, one time Reagan couldn't remember how to put away his horse. And this upset the Secret Service agent. And Reagan looked at him and said, "That's okay. It's okay." And I thought that that was a neat story, because this is the man who said, "Tear down this wall," and he destroyed the Soviet Union, and he had accomplished so many things, but he still cared about the people around him. And to me, that speaks volumes about a person, how they treat the people around them. So this song is called Ronnie Stay the Same, because despite all of the fantastic achievements in his life, he remained the same person to the very end. Ronnie stayed the same. Ronnie was his name, a boy who refused to blame. To Hollywood he came, and when he won much fame, Ronnie stayed the same. Called to lead his state, a window to his fate. Every challenge met with grace, so many triumphs to proclaim. Oh, Ronnie stayed the same.